Dia bawa
Timbul
mahasiswa nih Mbak Ruli, Mas Punto.
Siapa?
Ini bawa mahasiswa ini rame ini.
Silakan,
Kebetulan dengan mata kuliah perancangan kota yang insya Allah Mbak Ruli minggu depan insya Allah ini akan diundang
Wah.
ke Padang ini. Mas Punto next.
luar biasa.
Naik pesawat Zoom ya. Siap.
Kalau Pak Punto ini dari mana Bu? Pak Punto?
Ini dari Trisakti, Pak.
Oh, Trisakti ya, ya.
Staf ahlinya Kementerian PU untuk Kota Pusaka, Pak.
Oke.
Ahli cagar budayanya Jakarta yang
Oh ya, ya, ya.
Wah, ini orang penting, Bapak. Di IAI.
Ini ya.
Iya.
Historik area. Oh, ini ada Bu Riri.
Selamat sore.
Nah, ini fans garis kerasnya Mas Punto, Ririk dari University of Trisakti. Iya, selamat bergabung Ibu.
Selamat sore. Wah, ini banyak yang kenal nih. Ada Mas Dial segala.
No video hoak, Mbak.
Hopefully, we can have a very good discussion to our case studies. With all the docents here, I think you can share your experience. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's quite the same with the Sawah Lunto, ya Pak Punto. So really hope that the next times we can have the discussion with the Sawah Lunto case study.
Okay, I see.
And Pak Punto is expert in this.
Oh,
and
right.
Pak Punto is one of the members who encourage Sawah Lunto become.
Tidak.
Oh,
not me.
Please. He is the one from BPPI.
Oh, okay.
Heritage Class Indonesia. Who really?
Looking forward your sharing. Next session. But this I mean the time that you have set is during their lecture time or not?
Yes, it is our lecture's time. That's why we can have many audience here.
I see. Okay.
Hi, Bang Zulhaimi.
Oh, Zaji is here. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's from Iwa group.
Yeah.
From Iwa group. Oh, great.
But really, you still remember him, yeah?
Sure. He's one of the best students in Iwa. Zulhaimi.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, Zulhaimi.
Hey.
Wow.
Meeting again.
You're still in office, Zulhaimi. Your background share. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Selamat sore Pak Hari.
Thank you for support. Yeah. We have a lot of lecturers here today. So for those who join from UTM, yeah, thank you for joining.
Yes. So it is also reopened for the public, so then we can gain a lot of audience to have the discussion.
Yeah, it's great. So the host is from the university, the technicians, or who's the hosting? You are the host?
Okay, I'm the host. Okay.
I see. Okay, right.
I will put you also the host. Become co-host.
In UTM, we are not subscribed the Zoom. That's why I'm not so familiar with the Zoom. Yeah, we only subscribe Webex. Yeah.
Webex, and we are not familiar with Webex also here.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why. Punto. Pak Punto, do you have any material that you would like to share to us?
No.
No, okay.
So let the star be the star.
And you are become the moon, ya, not the stars, because you are the moon.
Kan bintangnya Ibu Li dan Ibu Ruli, saya nggak ikut-ikut.
Ada berapa meeting Pak Punto hari ini?
TACB di sebelah setiap hari Rabu.
Okay. Very important persons.
Very busy man.
Very busy man. Okay. Yeah, Bu Tiwi, I think we can start now.
Oh, it's 4. Okay.
34.
Yep.
Hostnya aku juga kayaknya. Ayo, let's start. I'm sorry, I need I need a minute because I have to change my device.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So the most of your Dr. Ruli, most of your student is third year students.
No, Dr. Lee, most of my student is on the 7, I think. No. Fifth.
Fifth semester?
Fifth semester. Where's my
Oh,
student? Is
okay,
it
all right.
true, my students? Khairul Khalid, Dimas, are you in the 5th semester? I think, yeah, 5th semester. Because this is the urban design first. And then the next semester, we will have the urban design part second.
Oh, okay, understand.
Selamat sore Bu Maya, terima kasih sudah bergabung.
Selamat sore Bu Ruli.
Halo Bu Maya.
Semuanya. Halo.
Oh ya.
Mas Punto ya?
Gimana Pak Maya?
Pak Rizal.
Ada itu baru kuliah, sedang kuliah di luar. Rebutan tempat. Enggak, memberi kuliah.
Oh, memberi kuliah.
Sorry.
Oh, jadi rebutan tempat dengan Pak Rizwan ya, Bu?
Iya, harus saling menjauh.
Iya. Kita lagi nunggu MC-nya untuk change device dan memulai kegiatannya, Bu Maya.
Iya.
Sama
baik,
menantikan mahasiswa yang sudah hadir karena di kelas besar.
Iya.
Ya, ada di
kelas besar ya, Rul?
Ya, kelas besar di arsitektur perkotaan 1. Ada Bu Maya, ada Bu Wiwi yang jadi pengampu.
Ada berapa orang ini nanti?
Berapa Bu Maya?
Ya, 60-an ya, kalau nggak salah. 60 sampai 60-80-an gitu. Mahasiswanya kan ada 4 kelas. Satu kelasnya itu sekitar apa malah cuma 16 ya Bu Ruli ya? 16 satu kelas kayaknya. Jadi 60-an lah, 60-70 gitu.
Siap.
Saya malah lupa ya, belum diundang ini acara ini.
Kenapa Bu?
Enggak, mahasiswanya.
Oh iya Bu, di ini Bu.
Iya. Zoom link-nya ini aja ya, di share ya?
Di share, di Zoom link.
Ya. Oke.
Bu Tiwi gimana Bu Tiwi, sudah oke? Sudah masuk 2 ini, Bu Tiwi di sini, co-host.
Ya. Oh, Bu Tiwi.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bu Ruli.
Pak
Punta.
Pak Punta.
Ketemu
lagi.
Iya. Where are you now?
Saya sekarang sama Bu Riri.
Halo Mesli.
Halo, ya.
Ada Mesli juga ya.
Mesli ya, itu Mesli ya. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thank you for joining this
Sorry.
webinar.
Because Mr. Kunto, I remember when we and there. So kapan when we can
Masih di Tiwi. Bu Tiwi unmute. Bu Tiwi bisa unmute dulu.
Oh, Pak Punto sekarang dengan Mbak Riri ya? Salam sajalah.
Itu hadir kok.
Oh ya tahu ada. Itu seperjuangan loh. Halo. Halo Jeng. Rambutnya sekarang panjang ya. Oh iya deh. Halo Mbak Riri.
Kapan-kapan ngobrol kita.
Putranya saya kira remaja ya. Putranya yang dua itu loh.
Iya. Di unmute, monggo dibuka unmute-nya Bu.
Ya monggo. Salam buat Mbak itu ya. Oh itu anu ding. Berarti Mbak Yune Buruli ding ya. Oh Bu siapa? Sponsorship di UGM.
Iya. Kok nggak bisa ya? Bu Tiwi nggak bisa ya unmute ya?
Oke, sudah terdengar Bu Ruli?
Oke, confirm Bu. Silakan.
Kita mulai sekarang saja nggih. Sudah bisa dimulai Bu Ruli? Atau kita masih ada yang ditunggu? Kayak sudah ya?
Silakan.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Selamat siang. Good afternoon. Welcome to our guest lecture today. I am Pratiwi Anjarsari. I'm a lecturer in Department of Architecture, and welcome to today's guest lecture. Before we get started, I would like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. In order to avoid any disturbances during the presentation later, I suggest you all to mute the microphone. And I would like to explain how you can talk with us during the event today. You will have the opportunity to submit text question into the chat room at any time during the presentation. Yeah, and we will have a question and answer session at the end to answer your question. Welcome to our head of architecture program, Bapak Untung. And welcome to lecturer of arsitektur kota dan permukiman, Ibu Ruli, Ibu Wiwi, Ibu Ana, Pak Agus, Bu Anita. Before we start the event today, let's we hear opening speech from our head of department, Bapak Untung. Bapak Untung, have a please to give us an opening speech.
Oke, terima kasih Bu Tiwi.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Mohon maaf saya menggunakan bahasa karena saya yakin semuanya paham ya, baik student di Malaysia ataupun Indonesia, dan terutama ini banyak lecturer kita juga dari beberapa universitas. Saya yakin Dr. Lee juga paham ya.
Paham, ya.
Pertama-tama saya bersyukur pada Tuhan Yang Maha Kuasa atas rahmat dan karunia-Nya, sehingga kita pada sore hari ini bisa bertatap muka, bertemu bersama dalam kuliah daring ya, online meeting, dan saya sangat senang dengan kehadiran Bapak Ibu semuanya. Ini ada kolega dari Trisakti, Bu Riri, ya, Pak Punto, Pak Busro dari Aceh, ya, dan Bapak Hari Wahyono, ya, dan Bapak Ibu dosen di Prodi Arsitektur juga mungkin mahasiswa dari Universitas yang mungkin Bapak Ibu dosennya juga hadir di sini membawa mahasiswanya, ya, studennya. Ini saya kira sangat bagus, ya, sehingga acara kerjasama kuliah antara UNS dengan UTM ini bisa berjalan dengan baik dan banyak peminatnya. Sekali lagi terima kasih Dr. Lee atas kesediaan waktunya yang sudah kesekian kali, ya. Mudah-mudahan terus berlangsung kerjasama ini. Demikian Bapak Ibu semuanya, terima kasih sekali lagi atas partisipasi dalam acara kuliah umum pada sore hari ini. Semoga bermanfaat bagi kita semuanya. Salam sehat, ya, salam sejahtera. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much Bapak Untung for the opening speech. Okay, next I would like to introduce our presenter today. We have two presenters and we have one discussion for today. She is our first presenter is Dr. Lee Yokelai. She is a senior lecturer in Faculty of Built Environment, Department of Architecture Landscape at University Technology Malaysia. So happy and so lucky to having her here with us today. Welcome, Dr. Lee. And our second speaker is Ibu Kusmaningdiah Nurul Handayani. We can call her Ibu Ruli. She is a senior lecturer in Department of Architecture, Universitas 11 Maret. Welcome, Ibu Ruli. And our discussion today is Bapak Punto Wijayanto. Bapak Punto is a lecturer at the Department of Architecture, Faculty of Civil Engineering and Planning, Universitas Trisakti, Jakarta. She is active as a member of Board of Directors of the Indonesian Heritage Trust, or BPPI, an organization aiming at strengthening and assisting heritage conservation in Indonesia. He also a resource person for Heritage City Program P3KP, organized by the Ministry of Public Works and Public Housing since 2012. Since 2017, he has been appointed as member of Jakarta's Heritage Committee team. His interests are the field of heritage, city management, and planning. Is it true, Bapak Punto?
Thank you, Ibu Tiwi.
So happy and so lucky to have Bapak Punto here with us. Okay. This lecture provides a great opportunity for participants to share their recent knowledge, research findings, and experiences in dealing with historic urban landscape. And let's start our lecture today. Have please, Dr. Lee.
Right. Thank you.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your introductions. Ibu Tiwi, may I know how much time I have in 25 minutes or just 20 minutes?
Around 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay.
If just let me know if I have like more than that times, right? Just update me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Before I start to share the input, thank you for UNS. Thank you for Dr. Ruli again to invite me. This is the third lecture that I have shared with all the UNS students. Today, I think I'm a little bit nervous because I saw that there's many docents here not only from UNS and some of there from others university. And thank you for the opening speech from the head of department, Pak Untung. Yeah. Okay. Without further ado, I will start with my input, sharing input on the Taiping tin mining town. Yeah. I do hope after the lectures, we can have very good discussions. All right. Okay. Can you see my screen? Sharing? Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Can you make it larger?
Larger?
Okay.
I already preview. Is it clear right now?
Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear, Dr. Lee? Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Today I would like to share a case study, a tin mining town in Taiping, Parax. Okay. All right. Just for all information, all of the audience, I will introduce the tin mining town in Malaysia. Tin mining town is generated from the old industrial, the oldest industry in Malaysia. It had begun in around 1885, 18th century in Malaysia. So by looking at the map of Malaysia of Peninsula, today I just want to share a partly of one of the tin mining town, the oldest tin mining town in Malaysia. Okay, by looking at this map, you can see that the locations of the famous mining town like Taiping, which I'm going to share later, Kinta Valley, and also Sungai Lembing. All right, it's because of the location of the main range. In Bahasa, we call it Banjaran, yeah, where all these the tin mine is found. Therefore, the establishment of the tin mining town is come from the where the location of this the geography of the tin resources. Yeah, that's why you can see the only on the west coast of Malaysia, the tin town, and we only found the east coast underground mining in Peninsula Malaysia. Okay, when we talk about the tin mining trends in Malaya during that time in 18th century, it started with the dulang washers, with the ladies who have like the watch or they found this the tin ore near to the riverside. But come to the evolutions from times, they begin of the open cast mining, which the tin workers, they have to dig the tin ore from the ground itself. Yeah. And the evolution of technology also have improved the minings, where they introduce of one of the example here I show is the gravel pumps and also the tin dredge. Okay, so this is just show you the trends of the mining from 18th to 19th centuries. All right. Now in Malaysia, we only have left one tin dredge, which is in somewhere in Batu Gajah. Yeah. It's now become like a gallery. Okay, just for your information. So through the evolutions of the tin mining in Malaysia itself, have bring impacts to Malaya during that time in 18th centuries. It's bring a big impact on the urbanizations, the economic transformation, infrastructure development, and also the growth of population. Especially with the migrations of the Chinese ethnic into Malaya during that time. So that is the during that time in Malaya become a melting pot is because of this tin industry. Yeah, become an important for the livelihood, especially for my immigrants. Yeah. Okay, so I will straight to my case study today. I will talk about more about Taiping. Taiping in Mandarin or in Chinese means the everlasting peace. Yeah, so the name will come after because of the civil war among the tin miners. So they have to fight because of the mining field, right? They meet this place, the everlasting peace. That is how the Taiping got its name, yeah, in the 18th centuries. All right. So I will begin the introduction of background of the Taiping itself. So Taiping is located at the west coast peninsula of Malaysia in the state of Perak. It's a small town, which the unique part of development is because of the tin ore itself. So you can see that the main mining method is during 18th century is open cast mining activities, all done by the tin laborers, or during that time they call it as a coolies in Chinese. Yeah, actually the translation of work, which means the tin worker, they call it as a coolies. All right. So you can see that the tin itself, the industry itself, they have opened up where the begin of the urbanization. Yeah, so the town was built, and then the social infrastructures where the railways, the track was built. This is the first railway in Malaysia that built from the Taiping town straight to the port well. All right. So you can see the layout of the green iron streets in Taiping itself, and also some of the townscape features, especially the colonial townscape during that time. Okay, so for your informations, by looking at the activities, the town, the urban form itself, so you can see that due to this, the tin industrial, they have contributed partly the formation of how the Taipei town was built. All right. For this slide, I would like to show that during this flourish mining era in 18th to 19th centuries is under the British colonization in Malaya. So that's why when we look at the heritage of the, especially the tangible part of the built heritage, mostly is possessed by the or influenced by the British or the colonial landscape. All right. So you can see that initially, the begin of the mining field, which is the mining ground, is in a separate area adjacent to the Taiping. So Taiping is only part here, somewhere here, yeah. Once the British they start to look at the potential, so we have to develop a town to improve the infrastructures so that they can easy to transport the tin ore from inland to the ports. So during that time in 18th centuries, the first port have been built here. So namely as a port well, yeah, the name after of the British residents. These tin ore, they were not sent to the process. They were mostly sent to the UK, yeah, straight to the UK tin markets. All right. Okay. So this is important here for me to show you the evolutions of morphology, the patterns of the Taiping town. So as I said just now, because of the evolutions of the tin mining activities, that is how the town is built. So you come from the left, you can see that the first pictures, the first figures, is only the first road that built. During that time, which they do not have the railways track yet. So only the road where the elephant or the horse that carry all these tin ore and from one place to another. All right. When come to the mid 18th centuries, that have like where the invasion of the British colonial, so you can see that the start of build the social infrastructures, where the roads, the shop house, and also the railway have built. So initially, you can see the gradually the expanse of the built form, and the especially the roads. Yeah, this is how the Taiping town have grown. It's more urbanized. So what you can see from the picture number 3 and 4, you will find that Taiping itself is not just a built form, but at the same time, during the colonial eras, the natural elements, especially the rugged hill and some of the green space, are integrated in the town planning. So in Taiping itself is much more influenced by the initial idea of the garden city, a small scale. So they integrate some of the green element into the city planning itself, right? Okay. So this is now the land use itself, the land use pattern of Taiping town. So mostly you can see that nowadays is occupied by the commercials, services, and some of the residence area. But the green still remain. So later I will explain more the inherited or transformation of the green area, which are the mining site. Yeah. Okay. It's important here when we talk about the history urban landscape, right? The component is an important evidence to support on this history urban landscape. Not only the tangible and intangible parts, but come from also the cultures and also the social from the local community. So what I want you to show here is begin with the physical first. As I explained just now, the initials of the spatial planning of Taiping itself is come from the road and continue by the grid iron system. So followed by the port and the railway track. So direct from the town itself straight to the port. So this is how the town was planned very detailed, yeah. You can see that the intentionally of this town plan is not just come from the population itself, but the plan because of the tin industrial, yeah. Connect to the port on the west and the inland of other tin field, we call it, yeah. Okay. So when we talk about the colonial town, the famous component here is the grid iron. So in Taiping, you can find a very strong, or we call it as a former grid iron streets. Yeah. The most important element here also the marketplace. By looking at the formations of the planning of this tin town itself, the market is first built here in 84 and 85. It still remain until now. It's more than like hundreds years old. Yeah, it's important built heritage in Taiping. Okay. As I say just now, because this town is planned, is not on beside to serve as a tin mining industrials, is also served for the colonial, right? So they have the conceptions of the green space to build in the town itself. So this is the green open field they have built during the past is served for the military's practice, right? But now they are used as a open field. So we call it in Bahasa Padang, yeah, in English as a esplanades. Another important element, but now they already gone, is the circus ground. So by looking at this tin mining town in Taiping, it inherited of the characters of the colonial town, but they also put in the entertainment to the town itself. So they have this so-called like public space during that time, yeah, in 19th century. But this now no more. The ground is already replaced by the building. All right. Another fact that to support Taiping, why it's become so unique is because these tin mining towns are very close to the hill station. I think if you understand about the colonial tin town, colonial landscape, hill stations is important because during the colonial periods, a hill station is become a retreat for the British. Yeah, that's why they open up this hill. All right. And another name for the Maxwell Hill, they also call it as Bukit Larut, yeah, for your information. All right. Okay, yeah, this is the main point that I'm going to share with you. the unique part of the Taiping is the lake garden. So by looking at this, the area of lake garden, so this is the existing photo, which is the ex-mining land, is how they turn it to become a man-made park, a first recreational park in Malaysia. So here you can see that there are 10 man-made ponds, yeah, for the entire of the lake gardens. Beside the lake garden itself was planned by the British residents, yeah, during that time, because they found that it's important to have this open space and recreationals in this mining town. And also the introduce of some non-native trees, like the rain trees, they bring into Taiping. So now the heritage rain tree is become an important landmark in Taiping, yeah. Okay. Another interesting to find in the unique of the Taiping itself is how the town is planned, because also the drainage system. Yeah, not many people know about this drainage system. By looking at this public garden, the Taiping Lake Garden itself is not just a serve purpose, yeah, as a recreational, yeah, during the past and now, but it have a unique functions, which has also become a water retention area. That's why we will find that many old town in Malaysia, they always face the issues of flood, but in Taiping, they don't have these issues. Although now some I think they have facing a flash flood because of the constructions, but very rare in Taiping. It's because the drainage. The unique part of the drainage, because I don't have a close picture, I just can share with you. If you look at this, the surrounding of the lake itself, actually they have a swale, which is a natural drainage with the grass. Yeah. The idea of the swale is like this lake garden. I'm showing here this. Yeah. So with the natural different of the landform, so the water will direct from one more higher level to the lower level. That's why these mining town do not have facing the flood problem. All right. Okay, another unique characters that we can see in the Taiping also, where we have the Dobby line. Also, in the layman, we call it as a laundry service. So during the past, they have the services like doing a laundry for the people. We are still, if you go to the Taiping now, they are still remain the same inherited activities, commercial activities. Nowadays, they are still using the same services on clothes washing. Yeah, but most of now is managed by the Chinese family. All right. Okay. As I say, Taiping itself is much more influenced by the colonial, yeah, the British colonial. Therefore, because of the political influence, there is offices, some of the built heritage is you are looking like the majestic, much more influenced by the British or the colonial architecture. So we can see the old clock tower. The old clock tower is a police station in the past, and the administrative building now also become an administrative building in Taiping, and some of the pre-war shop houses. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So from the from these pictures, you can see that beside colonial, there is also the influence of the elective of the Chinese influence in the architecture. Yeah, it is because of the tin miners, some are the Chinese merchant. Yeah. Okay, I will move quick. Yeah. Okay, so this is just to figure out that the numbers, the types of the heritage building with different kind of influences. I won't go too detail, but you can see that they have influence of utilitarian, street eclectic, Art Deco, and the modern. Yeah. All right. So I have finished the parts on talking about the physical. So what we can see on the like the building, the spaces, the streets, and the railway itself, and come to the social structures and the cultural spaces itself. The unique part of this Taiping, by looking at this town itself, when I did my analysis on this, I found that the British, the colonial, they have built this town by divided into three zones actually. So I have colored in three different colors. The orange is the British colonial settlement. The green one is the Taiping Lake Gardens, and also the red one is the Chinese settlement. So in the olden days, they call it as a Chinatown, right? By looking at the geography, you will find that the British colonial settlement is more at the higher land. So the lower part is like on these green open spaces, and also the Chinese settlement, the Chinatown. Yeah. So we can see that something inherited of the spaces. The remaining of what we can see right now in Taiping. Of course, nowadays the British colonial, most of the administration's office is still remain, but many institutions like the school offices, government offices is found in this area. Yeah. So the red zone become a place of the settlement for most merchant. Yeah, now become a commercial area. Yeah, for the local people. Taiping Lake Garden still remain as to serve as a recreational area. All right, and important evidence to show on the social structures, the impact of this mining town is also come from the different clan of the Chinese. Yeah, as I said that during in the 18th century, which is the peak of the mining era, many Chinese immigrants that have flocked to or they came to in Malaysia during that time. All right, so that's why though Taiping town is small, but there are more than 18 the Chinese associations during that time. So you can see that the importance of the Chinese community itself in this Taiping town. It's also important to show that the identity of how the tin miners provide their social welfare to their team workers during that time. Yeah. Okay, so by looking at the understanding of the historic urban landscape, I believe that the way of life for the local people is important. Tin mining is already become the the past. So something that inherited by now is just mostly that we found is the cultures, the ethnicities, and also the build heritage. So the unique thing that I can see like in Taiping, the city itself, we still lively with all these different kind of the activities like the commercials, eateries, marketplace, and also the recreationals. Just for your information, yeah, in Taiping, they have a very unique occupation. But now I'm not sure they are still remain or not. They have also the typist, yeah, who can help you to do write a letter immediately. Yeah, this is something unique in Taiping. No, you cannot find in others old town, but only in Taiping itself, right? Okay. By looking at these important tangible and intangible heritage, due to the urbanizations, the urbanizations of the rapid urbanization, the commercials, so the competition from the development have caused this the landscape change. yeah, the sadly to say that does urbanization have impact, negative impact to all these the built heritage, which has effect to what we see right now. Yeah, on these pictures. Therefore, in Taiping itself, when we talk about the conservation parts, in Malaysia, not only in Taiping, we have three tiers, or three levels of on planning or organizing this heritage conservation from the federal, state, and the municipal level. But in Taiping, it's only local municipal level. But because of Taiping have many firsts, which like the first school, the first public park, the first the first prison, the first hospital. That's why some of the important properties is under protected by National Heritage of Malaysia. When looking at the local plans, what I found that in written by the local municipal council, most of the heritage property in Taiping is in the heritage core, which is in the red line. Yeah. But when you look at the history of the mining town and the landscape itself, you will find that actually this mining heritage is much more than, is extend more than this boundary. So my review is on this part, like Taiping local municipal council, they should look at more intangible of the mining heritage. Yeah, it's not just focus on the built heritage. All right. Taiping, beside the local government in helping Taiping, the NGO are also very active. The NGO means like is a non-government organizations. We are privatized. Yeah, some of these like Taiping Heritage Society, they have been established in 2006. They are quite active, especially support by the local people. Yeah, to help on the like protections on the conservations. Yeah. Initially, the local municipal council, they have the initiative like to adaptive reuse some of the old building to become a museum and also a gallery. Okay, so you can search also the website for the Heritage, Taiping Heritage Society from the Facebook website. Yeah. And they have the initiative to suggest they are doing this implementing, yeah, on the heritage trail in Taiping. But when you see that most of the heritage trail is attached to the built heritage, yeah, they are lacking on looking at the intangible parts, yeah, on the cultures. Okay. This one of the initiative of the tourism, the local tourism of Perak states. They have one event to bring back Taiping to 1885. I found this is very interesting. It's a good event, I think, a festival to I think to help is reminiscence the past to the local people. So at least the local people, they can feel some of the activities in the past. All right. Before I end off my presentations by sharing of this Taiping town, for all information, yeah, Taiping have recognized as number 3 the most sustainable city in the world. In last year, received an award, the third number 3 from the top 100 destination award by the International Tourism in Berlin, Germany. Yeah. What I say that is true, yes, because Taiping is one of the old town which have balance with the green area and also natural resources. This is why it can be sustained as a livable town. Yeah. So by looking at this, the post mining town, like a Taiping itself, the natural resources, cultural, And the heritage landscape is important as a backbone to support Taiping and remain it until today, how the Tin Town is formed. Yeah. Therefore, when we talk about the historical urban landscape, it's essential to protect the existing built environment, intangible heritage, cultural diversity, socio-economic, natural landscape, and spirit of local people. I think from the sense of local people, it's important to support with all these the tangible heritage. This is how I think the important point for me to summarize for Taiping heritage town, a tin mining town. Before I end the my presentation, I would like to show like a 1-minute video to all the audience for you to look at how's the current Taipings look like. Let me share a video, yeah. I will stop this first. Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you see this screen?
Yes,
Yes.
clear.
All right.
Totally.
Okay, I will play just a 1 minute of typing. Yeah.
Okay.
No sound. Is it no sound, Dr. Lee?
Oh, no sound?
Yeah. Oh, maybe because you are wearing the headset.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You
All right.
should put on your headset first.
Okay. Is it okay?
Still no sound.
Still no sound.
I think you should put off your headset, maybe.
Yes.
Move my headset. Okay. Or shall I open from the YouTube?
Yeah,
Because I download this video.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, give me some time. Sorry.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I think I have an experience going to the Taiping, and then every weekend, everybody going to jogging in the morning into the lake, and this is very nice because most of them is not only elderly people who come to this area, but also the youngsters. At the time, it was in 2006. 2006. It was 20 decade. more than 1 decade. So I think this is good for the Taiping Lake.
Okay, let me share from the YouTube. See whether the sound. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see this YouTube, right?
Yes.
But
still no sound, I think.
Still no sound.
Yes.
Okay. Can I share the link? Maybe I don't know, because of the
I think you should turn off or take off your headset, and the sound is coming from the computer.
Okay. All right.
Let's try.
Okay, one more time. Let's find it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's not working.
Not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Dr. Lee, you can share the link.
Yeah, I think I will share the link.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe I can help you to
all right. Thank
play
you.
the video. Yes.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, Dr. Butiwi, I think.
I see this.
Is it clear?
Thank you, Ibu TV.
Yeah.
Sorry for the technical. I think
Yes.
the audience you can search this link and to watch this the current typing. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, what a nice video, Dr. Lee.
Thank you. I just took it from Malaysia Tourism. Yeah, thank you. At least you have a view of the typing. Okay, so this I think end of my sessions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lee, for the informative talk. And I think it will be there are so many inspiration for our students here and for our participants. Okay, before we go over to our speaker, our second speaker, I would like to greet our special guest today. We have Bapak Bushra Fuadi from Universitas Kota Padang. Welcome, Bapak Bushra. We have Ibu Riri from Trisakti Jakarta. Welcome, Ibu Riri. We also have Ibu Titin Fatimah from Universitas Tarumanagara Jakarta. Welcome, Ibu Titin.
Thank you.
We have Bapak Gino from Padang. Welcome, Bapak Gino. We also have Mas Agi from Kesengsem Lasem. We also have Bapak Hari from University Trisakti Jakarta. And Ibu Rita, Pak Adi Taher, and Ibu Dwi Ros from Trisakti. And also we have Ibu Ria from Architecture Documentation Center. Welcome. We're really happy to having them here with us. We hope you all can enjoy our lecture today. Okay, let's go over to our second speaker. If you have any questions for our panel, feel free to post it into the chat room, and make sure to include your name, your affiliation, and your questions. You can type it at any time during the presentation. Okay, have a please, Ibu Ruli.
Yeah, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining this international webinar. Actually, this is already the third time Dr. Lee joined with us for giving a lectures in the program of inbound visiting lecture or visiting professors in University of 11 Maret is part of the World Class University program in our university. So then, yeah, I'm really happy here because with Dr. Lee, we can share something about the historic urban landscape, and we have also Bapak Punto as a discussion. Well, we know that we know all of most us already know Bapak Punto as expert also in historic urban landscape. So we would like to have his opinion. But before I start my lectures, I would like to sharing some video about the Kesengsem Lasem. So I really hope that everybody that not yet coming to Lasem have kind of a background. This video was made by the community of Kesengsem Lasem, and it is become part of the promotion of Kesengsem Lasem as an NGO in Lasem. And here also in this events, we have Mas Agik, Maria as the members who encourage and then start from the beginning support of Kesengsem Lasem to promote Lasem's urban heritage. Okay, thank you very much. And then the next presentation will be shared by Ibu Tiwi. Ibu Tiwi, can you help me share?
Okay, Bu Ruli, thank you for nice video.
Okay, stop share. Okay, have a please, Bu Tiwi. So yeah, that video is actually already with the pictures about the Lasem itself. What is the historic urban landscape in Lasem consists, and then yeah, for the one who not yet coming going to the Lasems, actually Lasem it was in the Central Java. That famous with the name of Corong Candu, a small of Tiongkok in the 19th century, and then it's only 12 kilometers from Rembang as the Regency, and the area is about 55 kilometers per squares with the consists of 20 villages, and then yes, it is actually a small town. Next, Bu Tiwi. Yes, so this is a Lasem. If it is coming from Solo, it's around 4 hours by the cars, and then only 2 or 2 hours from Semarang city. And then yes, next Tiwi is for the history of the Lasem is coming from the many layers of the old Stone Age polymetallic Plawang site in 2000, 8000, around 1000 century. And then in the 9th century is famous with the space land papyrus at the North Beach, Java. And then can you come?
Yes, can you see the presentation, Bu Ruli?
Yes, already.
Yes.
In the slide 3, can you coming to the slide 3?
I'm going to the slide 3, but there's nothing here.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I will share my presentation by myself.
Yes. Okay, I'm so sorry for the technical trouble.
Okay. So yeah, compared to the Taiping, well, this is typical of the old Chinatown in coastal area of Java, Dr. Lee. So yeah, here we are. We are coming from here. There are several phases for the morphological of this city. It's a coastal area from the nucleus is start from the 14th century and then coming to the embryo of the city around 16th century. And then yes, the Lasem consists with the several Chinese houses exist around in the 18th century. And then yes, and then in the 18th century is developed and more grow up for the settlement for that coming the Chinese people coming from the South China and then settle here. And then that's why at the time on the 18th century is a time of the glorious of the Lasem because it's like the coastal area that with the trading of the Chandu or kind of morphine. And that's why they're very rich. And then coming with the industrial of batik, and they become part of the players. So the from the beginning production until the export, it was also coming in Lasem area. So since 18th century, it's become the cluster batik production for batik because changing from the Chandu tradings going to the industrial of batik. So they are very rich, and then we can find the compound of the architectural heritage building with the big size. And yes, there are a lot of academicians already done for their research here for the physical studies, for the mapping, for the site inventory. And today I would like to share the historic urban landscape is not only from the mapping conditions or the development of the historical or morphological of the Lasem, but yes, as we know, historic urban landscape is kind of approach that coming from UNESCO since 2014, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Pak Punto, but maybe Pak Punto will can explain more clearly about this. So there are 7 approach of the historic urban landscape here, and that's one of the 7 elements that coming from the community I would like to explore. But before, this is a time period in the batik industry that developed in cluster in Lasem, yeah. It began from 15th century, and then 16th century motif batik Lasem get the influence from the Tionghoa, and then with the Javanese and Europa. It's not only for the batik motif also, but it's reflects going to the architectural style. So and then coming in the 18th century where the colonialization happens. So yeah, then they mix each others, yeah. And then they have the golden age for the industrial cluster, industrial batik in around 19th century. And it's not only happen in Lasem, I think it also happens in Surakarta, Pekalongan, because they the interesting one is they have the motif of batik Tiga Negeri, Dr. Lee. The batik Tiga Negeri is coming not is more going to the coloring, not only from Lasem, with the famous with the red one, but going to Sogan in from Surakarta, and then the other colors, gold, if I'm not mistaken, coming from the Pekalongan. So yes, this is kind of like a route that this industrial batik is not only bigger with their own cluster, but they also connecting with other entrepreneurs in other regions. And then yes, in 20th century, around 1917, when the industrial batik with the traditional one replaced going to the industrializations of batik printings, and it makes the batik glorious is become faded, or they have struggling in challenging to for the batik making of the traditional one with the chanting and then the wax. But then coming in 21st century, when 2009 UNESCO was recognized it as a one of batik as a one intangible heritage. So the industrials getting getting back, and not only in Lasem but also in Surakarta itself, in Solo, in Laweyan, in Kauman, and then making the batik industries more 120 entrepreneurs. Yes, when the golden age of the batik company founded by Lasem Chinese began around in 1816s, the batik company was the most profitable business. And then, yes, wrote by the Van de Vanter, it states that the emergence of Lasem batik on a large scale is strange phenomena, but with the entire entrepreneurs being changed, become this Lasem more unique. Yeah. And then, yes, I already mentioned before, the Chinese batik entrepreneurs make their batik by sending clothes to their batik workers who are in the production area or houses in Lasem, Chinatown, or who are scattered in several villages, either this directly or with the help of intermediaries. So the China compound is not only for the as the Chinese houses in the Lasem itself is for the juragan or the ownership of batik who have a capital, but actually the ibu-ibu or the lady who makes the batik is actually living near the Lasem area. So yeah, then we know that as a cluster industry, they have a good networking with others area for the people who have a skill. This is become noticed not only happen in Lasem but also in Solo. They cannot, as a cluster industry, they cannot living or stand up by themselves, but they need another area to support them. Well, according these lectures, understanding the city through 7 local assets, it is important to understanding the historic urban landscape, because first, citizen and quality life is we can find it proper housing with the right guaranteed, educational opportunity for all, health safety for all. It can be recognized in this Lasem. And yeah, we have a society organized, including activity, religious organized, like we saw in the movie. That's the Lasem is not only just one ethnics, but we have another ethnics, and they really blended in this in the Lasem. Yeah. And sure, we have heritage, tangible, intangible. A lot of academicians already make the set inventory about this. Tangible and intangible, they um, as living heritage, they still do this. So we still can find it. Creativity and intellectuality is a part who becomes this factor can be accelerate the sustainability of this culture. Need the creativity from other side, and it will prove. And actually, this is the direct experience that in Kesengsem Lasem also done about this creativity and intellectuality to encourage the sustainability of the heritage itself in Lasem. Sure, in Lasem they have natural assets, as we saw in the video. We have they are in the coastal area. They have the lake, they have the sea, they have the rivers. This is become part of the asset, and also here we can find the bakau hutan mangrove trees around the rivers is part of the conservation of the rivers, yeah, and quality physical environment. And the other thing is about the quality infrastructures. And then, well, then we are asking the changing paradigm of urban culture heritage, the challenge to the city of conservation in Lasem. First, the evolution role of cultural heritage in societies. We can saw from this. Takeover of the cultural heritage management by the local communities should be encouraged, become important things from all the elements, and increasing expectation of the cultural heritage as profit commodity value, and how to make the ordinary heritage become the high-end commodity that can be self-funding by themselves. Because yeah, to conserve the big compound of the heritage building, we need the money, right? And but then we know the reality often not considering into the account in urban planning and design, and then in ability to understand the complexity and significance value of cultural heritage intangible assets is become a problem. And according to Ran van Orst, I think this is the Mas Punto really knows him well. A city's identity resides in its inherited past as well as in its present condition. It comprises the multitude of meaning expressed through its built fabric, historic, contemporary, as well as its tradition and attitudes that have been deposited over time by a succession of resident communities. So, meaning the cultural landscape we can find as a approach, yeah, since 2011, yeah, aimed at preserving the quality of the human environment, enhance the productivity and sustainable use of urban space while recognizing their dynamic character and promoting social and functional diversity. According to this concept or approach, there are 7 elements. First, undertake a full assessment. Sure, this is have been done many academician and many consultant or someone who really interested in Lasem, because Lasem is really like a hidden gem. This is very unique. And then use participatory planning and stakeholder consultation to decide on conservation aims and action. This is yeah, they're struggling to having kind of these discussions, yeah, since actually me joined the Kesengsem lessons in 2006, yeah, and up now. Maria also have here also Mas Agik and Mas Pop, yeah. Three, the assess the vulnerability of urban heritage to socioeconomic pressures and impact of climate change. And the fourth, integrate of urban heritage value and their vulnerability status into a wider framework of city development. It should be done by the government actually, but sometimes the government's coming late. I'm sorry to say that in the big public forum, but let's see. In my next presentation, I will share about this. Prioritize policy and action for conservation and development, including good stewardship. Establish the appropriate public-private partnership and local management. It should be encouraged. And 7 is develop mechanism for the coordination, because yeah, various activities between different actors is needed. And actually, we already done about this. Well, here I would like to share about the physical condition. Dr. Lee and the student from Malaysia. This is the red one is the potential of the old houses in the Lasem, yeah, it's quite a lot. And then 240 old heritage buildings scattered among this area. And then the style of the architectural is Chinese, Hindia, colonial, and Japanese. And then it's become the big industrial in at the colonialization, and then that's why it reflects with the industry gambir, unsaria gambir. It's kind of like the vegetations that then become part of the ingredients to tidying up. That's where the name of the gambiran coming from here, I think. And here we are is one of the factory houses batik that still exists, and then they still use it and productive. Is Pak Sigit in the Babakan area. They have the workshop, they have the area of houses, so still living, they're still living in this area. So it's quite a big compound. And the other is batik padi bulu Pak Henry Babakan is quite the in this style building. And then this is made from the kayu from Ibu Kio Karangturi. They in the backside they still use it for the batik makers. Yeah. And another thing style here, and most of the building now here in the Lasem, 3 years back, they already started to use for the conservation with the infill design and revitalize for the guest house, for the restaurant, for the cafe shop. So now I think the Lasem is 5 years back is already getting more have souls because they can live in vibrant state. Yes, here we are. This is a glance of the vintage life old town Lasem here with the architectural building. And then, as I mentioned before, it's not only just the Chinese cultures reflects in this Lasem, but also we have is Muslim, the big Muslim pesantrens we can find there, and then have intangible heritage here for making batik. And I show you this is pictures was taken by photographers of National Geographic, Bapak Ferry, because here's the Chinese actions, but the one who's standing here is a Muslim. So actually they are blend, yeah. Their culture is a blend. And then what we can learn from the Lasem action plan, develop the strategy, make a priority and networking. That's very important to elaborate the intangible heritage, Chinese and then Chinese culture, and then mixed with the Japanese and Muslim, and also shares with the nature itself. You already can see from the first phase video. Here we are, and how actually this is I would like to share that the academician already also become part of the Lasem wake up ya 5 years back ago gitu ya, because from academician they do the research and they do the some creative thinking ya. I just give one example, but I think there are a lot of academicians already coming to Lasem and they're doing something creativity and then doing the innovations, not only about the batik Lasem. This is I said from the Maranatha University, some lectures having the documentation of the batik motif, and they make the fashion design from the batik. So the batik is not just only the kain, Dr. Lee, but they can also use the fashion. Because why this is important? Then it started to promote that batik Lasem is not only just for kain. It can be used for everything. Later I will show you another product. And how about the role of from governments? Yeah, there are a lot of intervention from the national, from the local itself. Yeah, Rembang, Regency, national governments. As far that I know, part of the Kota Creative idea from Ministry of the Tourism, they have the creative city of national, and then Rembang, and which is a Lasem there, become 10 top 10 of the Regency and creative city of national. So this is which is good. That then after they have in 2019 there are a lot of workshop, then incentive from national government coming to the local, and I think in local governments they also have a lot of program with this. But yeah, why I said before that the government coming late, maybe in my opinion, I'm sorry if I'm a mistake. So because all over kind of this program coming after the community rise up. So let me, maybe I can tell the story of that 2016, that why the media is become have a big important role here. 2016 is the start that they do the documentation about the in Chinese New Year in Lasem, and from 3 or 4 years, always in on February, magazine of National Geographic try to make documentation of Lasem. And I think start from this point, and government start up to rise, and then government and then coming with the community also start up to realize, and they would like to work more future. So yeah, that's why here's I would like to share on 2016 there are a lot of documentation about the Lasem itself. And then yeah, sure, it's coming from the community to become the role important for making this. And not forgot to mention also about the Kesengsem Lasem. It was initiated by the community, local community, and also have a networking with the big a lot of expertise from Indonesia. We have Mbak Ria, we have Mas Agik here, we have Mbak Agni gitu ya, Mbak Altra, and everybody that cannot mention in Kesengsem Lasem try to make documentation and sharing, because now the social media is become part of the promotions. They start from sharing, going to Instagram, they start sharing about the YouTube with the simple simple story, and then try to make a telling story. And then just recently, because this is the COVID, yeah, how to encourage the local people with the NGO of the Kesengsem Lasem. They make the pasar lasem, and sure we cannot work by themselves, gitu ya. They also asking the designer, professional designer from Jakarta, Mas Didit Maulana, to join to develop the innovation of creativity. So they started to promote this Kesengsem Lasem with the entrepreneur of batik in Lasem, like Kidang Mas and others entrepreneurs. So the business join here, the community tried to make organization, and then the experts from the business from Jakarta fashion designer coming, and then they make a lot of nice product. Because this COVID, they start to use the electric the social media to promote. So they start to help. So yeah, I think this is my presentation. Hope all the audience get the points what we can share, both of us, about the historic urban landscape, how the struggling the community, how the direct example from the field side talking about the historic urban landscape. Really hope that Pak Punto can make the wrapping of our discussion here. Thank you very much. I would like to give this panels going to the Ibu TV first. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu Ruli, for the nice story from Lasem. And now let me give a change to Bapak Punto to talk about our presenter. From Dr. Lee, it's a case study of Taiping, tin mining town, Malaysia, and from Ibu Ruli, Lasem Batik Industrial Cluster, Central Java, Indonesia. So we are so happy to hear Bapak Punto talk about these two story from Dr. Lee and Ibu Ruli. Have a please, Bapak Punto. The screen is yours.
Baik, terima kasih Ibu Tiwi. Thank you Ibu Ruli dan Ibu Lee. Thank you very much for this interesting presentation that you just delivered about tin mining town, yeah, Taiping, and also Lasem. Both cities has so many layers, yeah, actually. I'm not sure if we can say that Taiping is always about tin mining, or Lasem is always about batik. But I think this is it will be another discussion about this so many historical layers of both cities. And for me, both your presentation given informations on how historic urban landscape is at the moment being implemented in both countries, Malaysia and Indonesia, especially for Dr. Lee, because here we are in Indonesia, we really listen about presentation of how HUL is implemented. Few years ago, I joined a workshop in Penang organized by Think City. So I heard presentation from Kosalma, Penang Heritage Trust, and then also Janet Pillai, expert in cultural mapping, and also Lawrence Law, architect famous in adaptive reuse. So I think that kind of combination of that kind of things, is the formula in implementing historic urban landscape. So things like cultural mapping, how to involve a community in the process, how to integrate tangible and intangible, and also adaptive reuse, that we are not only focused on how to protect heritage, but also how to make use of heritage. And then just few days ago, we trapped World Heritage International Training Asia Pacific was organizing a workshop, Historic Urban Landscape Approach. The title is Integrating Urban Heritage Conservation with Urban Development in Planning Process in Asia. But because of the time constraint, of course, not many cases presented. So I heard the cases from Japan, China, Malaysia is Georgetown, and then we also had Ibu Ria presenting about Kota Tua Jakarta, and then also Australia. So I believe this kind of event is, we are having our webinar now, is an opportunity that actually we have so many stories that we can collect and share related to the implementation of historic urban landscape in our region. So especially thank you for this kind of initiatives, Ibu Ruli dan Ibu Li. Then I continue. I believe you all already familiar with the historic urban landscape, and Ibu Ruli also already shared some information about that. I will just only say a few things about that, about historic urban landscape. In brief, we know that historic urban landscape recommendation was initiated by the Congress of World Heritage on Contemporary Architecture. It's in 2005. The issue is at that time is that we cannot we cannot say no to the transformation of cities and its impact to historic center. At that time, in the case of Vienna, there was a proposal of development of a modern new train station in the city center of Vienna. So at that time, people just say, okay, no for that project, without understanding what is the need of that kind of proposal. And it raises a discussion whether we should actually see heritage and contemporary architecture live together, sit side by side. And then the result of the Congress was at that time the Vienna Memorandum, 2005, and then developed. And then later, Historic Urban Landscape Recommendation was adopted by UNESCO in 2011 as a new approach to understand the value of urban heritage. So it's not a new category. Actually, is an approach to see heritage or urban heritage, to understand, to see. And then the approach also developed, because in 2015 then we also had the Sustainable Development Goals, and then we also say that okay, we should see whether heritage can also be integrated into not only urban development, but also sustainable urban development. So following the adoption of these sustainable development goals, especially the goals number 11 about conservation of culture and nature heritage. Okay, up to now, and we are still talking about historic urban landscape. We are still talking because it's not yet implemented in every country, cities. We still want to know how it can be implemented, and it's still a topic of many debates, webinars, because people still don't, people still don't agree with that kind of premise, concept that heritage and urban development can work together. So there is always tension, indeed, it's very true, between heritage conservations and also economic developments. It's not an issue that easily solved. And actually, even UNESCO, after adopting this historic urban landscape, also published a declaration. The Paris Declaration on Heritage as a driver of development. So it's to convince that yes, heritage can work with urban developments. It's in 2011. The principle is to see the relationship between heritage and development. Yeah, and then and also Ibu Ruli already mentioned about it. I quote what Ibu Ruli presented: the changing paradigm of urban cultural heritage. Yeah, the challenge to see that we have a new conservation approach, which include how we can identify the evolution role of cultural heritage. And of course, it's not only the object, ya, Ibu Ruli, but also the value, because value can change and society can have their interpretations along the time. And then Ibu Ruli also said how we can see that heritage can be managed by community. Yeah, community can be local community, but also other type of community, of course, because for the case of Lasem, Ibu Ruli is not local community, right? But Ibu Ruli is involved in the process. And then second, heritage as asset, or Ibu Ruli said heritage is having a profit or commodity value. But of course, Ibu Ruli also said that what is the reality? We are still looking for the implementation of that concept. But now we are looking for the story, and if it's not there yet, we should make it happen. So hopefully after this, we can have a kind of follow-up action how we can implement this historic urban landscape approach. Okay, and then lastly, okay, Ibu Ruli, I think already mentioned about it. Whole approach focus on 4 tools, yeah. Knowledge and planning tools, and then second, civic engagement tools, and then financial tools, and then the fourth is regulatory systems. It's a planning bias, yeah, Ibu Li and Ibu Ruli, because it can be understood because the initiator of this historic urban landscape are planners and architects, including Ron van Ors, Ibu Ruli mentioned it, and also Francesco Bandarin. Also some people from landscape architects, yeah. And then I want to make several points after your presentation. First is about regarding the first tools, knowledge and planning tools. We see that one of the challenges in heritage conservation is how to integrate heritage into planning system. Yeah, Ibu Ruli is not sure about that, but I see that the presentation of Ibu Ruli is showing that there is an opportunity to integrate urban heritage and planning, because Ibu Uli also showing that some documents already mentioned or include heritage or urban area in the spatial plannings. But we also have another problem, because sometimes if we talk about heritage, we often see that heritage as some see heritage only as a monument. So focus then is only on the protections without seeing the context of development. That's why I'm very happy. Interestingly, your presentation started with the explaining the historical context of heritage in Taiping and in Lasem. So your presentation very clear in showing the inventory of heritage, yeah, your heritage mapping, not only tangible but also intangible. Yeah, you can also show us the uniqueness and characteristic of both cities, including the streets, its quality, urban element, marketplace, urban open space, and etc. But you start not with the list, but you start with the explaining the history of historical background and the formation of historic mining town, and in the end, in your conclusion, then the statement of significance. Why Taiping, why Lasem important, what kind of value it have. And then I also have, because Ibu Li showing about this master plan, my question to Ibu Li, whether it can be well implemented, is it useful? Yeah, because in the case of Ibu Ruli in Lasem, we don't trust in planning, Ibu Ruli. Also because government sometimes is late in responding to what we already work. And then second, last one is, second about this planning tools. We want to see how this kind of planning implemented, and it cannot happen without appropriate partnership and management frameworks in local contexts. Yeah. So coordination is the key of that kind of things. So various activities should be established and coordination between stakeholders should be made. But it's, of course, coordination is easy to say, but difficult to do because every stakeholder has their own interests. And how to tell people that we have actually common vision is important. Heritage is asset for development. And the trick is using a good narrative, proper narrative, to make heritage relevant to the current situations. So I borrow what Ibu Li just presented, for example, the narrative of public garden, heritage entries, and also drainage system. So when you talk about conserving this heritage, it's not only about this heritage, but also how to solve the problem of flooding in Taiping. Yeah. And then last thing is about how to see civic engagement work. And then community plays roles in both country, Indonesia and Malaysia. A lot of heritage organization exists. They develop issues, advocacy, policy, etc. And I believe in this kind of process, their role is to help in formulating the narrative, the significance that can be shared by to public using, for example, heritage trail, and also heritage festival. Lasem is good example because of this Kesengsem Lasem campaign. It's an interpretation of heritage, so people can understand the value of this Lasem. So in the end, so heritage should be holistically managed, of course, and we need a proper planning and management by different stakeholders. Indonesia, many cities already wants to embrace this kind of issue, want to implement historic urban landscape. I remember when I started the Heritage Cities program in 2012, we said that we have to see Malaysia because they are already successful in making heritage city as World Heritage, Malacca and Penang. But I think that is not the goal of doing this heritage conservation, not to be a World Heritage or etc. And now we are talking and we are, I think, learning together. I think that's the idea of this heritage conservation, that we share our culture, our heritage. Thank you. I giving back to Ibu Tiwi.
Okay, thank you, Bapak Punto, for the so informative for the informative talk. And we have to go to the next session, is question and answer session.
Perhaps Ibu Li or Ibu Ruli can also respond to my.
Oh yeah, okay.
Ibu Li first.
Okay, Ibu Li.
Please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pak Punto. You have very good wrap up for both of our presentation from me and also Dr. Ruli. You have all the very significant points when you highlight, you sum up the from our case study and also what you see in the historic urban landscape. I agree most of your points that you mentioned when you questions me about the action plan, the urban planning in Taiping itself. Okay, from my point of view, when I did my PhD studies, okay, in Malaysia, we have this, we have the urban planning, department, right? So most of the town planning, the town management plan, all this is managed by this unit of urban planning. Not all the historic town in Malaysia, they have a special unit like unit warisan in their urban planning. It depends, except on the Georgetown and Malacca. That is because World Heritage Site, So when we look at this urban planner, they plan based on what the tangible fact they see, only monument. That's why just now I say that they come with the local plan, the action plan to protect only where the monument found or the important building like the colonial building, the Chinese shop houses. I agree when you say that the narrative landscape, because I believe like not only Taiping, like Lasem itself, there is a lots of like intangible heritage, especially the story come from the folk itself, the community stories, which is not mapping yet. Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity when we talk about narrative landscape. So what I want to say here, like once I start with my own research when I did my PhD, I found through all the histories and the land use, actually what have planned by the planner is not cover the mining landscape history, the narrative of landscape. Yeah, I think this is their missing part.
Yeah.
So I also not so agree that what they are doing, but because they are put it the monument as important, the built environment. Yeah, that's why they come out with their action plans. Yeah, so that's why when we have these government and parties and also the NGOs, they come in. That's why some of the NGOs they try to show that okay, they can contribute something also. Yeah. For me, in Malaysia, we try to balance it. Yeah, because we also cannot against what the government what they are doing, right? So we just have to like show that what we try to do to protect our intangibles. Yeah, this is something that NGOs can contribute. Yeah. So I cannot say right up that the action plan is right now. If what I answer is what they do is still lacking, if based on the tin mining team, but I see in another point of view, the NGO also support. So for me, I can see there's a balance. Yeah, yeah. I think is it okay for me to
Yeah,
answer?
Yes. It's still our homework then.
Yeah.
Ensure that this kind of narrative
Yes.
in the planning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Let's go to Ibu Ruli to respond. Bapak Punto.
Thank you, Pak Punto. So, well, yeah, definitely I'm agree with you. And then we really knows how in Indonesia going on the struggling for the conservation every projects in our city. Yeah. But then, it's not makes we are become the counterproductive because we are pessimist about this. But let's try to make another point of view to make the conservation is not only for the physical things also, but it's also intangible heritage. And according to from the experience of the Kengsem Lasem, doing the innovation and creativity, we need to have a cross-sectoral working together and then do the actions. Yes, I mentioned before, like we need a professional fashion designer coming to the Lasem and doing something and promote some things. And then, yes, the influencer is very important also. When the one celebrity buy one clothes of the product of Kesengsem Lasem, and everybody probably will do the same things. It's really helpful for the batik makers in the Kesengsem Lasem. We need that. We need that to hands together, not from the local but also from the national level in our country in Indonesia. And yeah, we need the influencers coming. It sounds practical like a selfie program or project, but actually it works, Pak Punto, according our experience in Kesengsem Lasem. Yeah.
What you shared just now, I also learned from Lasem is like the approach that you have been applied using the creative city idea. I think this is good because now in Kuala Lumpur itself, city center of Kuala Lumpur, they have also the historical zone area. Think City also right now they begin to use this the creative city idea to put in in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, I think it become a trend right now. Yeah, it's a good approach. Yes.
I really hope the the creative one is not only just the tagline that now coming become a trendsetter, but
Yes.
you really have to have the innovation itself.
Yes, agree. Because what like Ibu Ruli or Pak Punto, when you mentioned about that, we don't look at heritage is something. Of course, heritage or historical is something the past, but it's important to build an identity to a place, right? It doesn't mean that the old cannot mix with the new, but how we going to harmonize it, the new and old, how to blend it together? I think that is make us challenge until now. As Pak Punto say, we always have to do a lot of homework, still ongoing and ongoing. Yeah, agree.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the city develop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will have new problems because of that.
Yeah, like Georgetown and Malacca, because these two historic cities under UNESCO, they are protected because of the buffer zone. Although they have the buffer zone, but still there are some uncontrolled development and unpredictable happen. Yeah, but I think that's why I say what I see is like to maintain a title of a heritage site actually is not easy, because you see the development, it will changing from time to time. Yeah, this is another challenge topic also, to maintain the historical status as a World Heritage Site. Not easy. Yes. Okay. Yeah. From what I see from the Lasem as well, I think I had learned also from you have a very good community engagement. What you have done with local community. Dr. Rudy, may I know that the community activities, is that done by your team, or is also involved by others NGO as well?
Sure. It was involve another NGO, so we cannot do by ourselves, but we have a network with others NGO. Such as in 2008, there is a Lasem Heritage Society, and then in 2016, there is a Rembang Heritage Society, or maybe Mas Agik, are you still there? Mas Agik is from the local people from Lasem, actually. As in the beginning, oh yeah. Mas Agik, are you still here? Could you have some few words to give going to our audience in Malaysia, Mas Agik? So yes, Mas Agik is one of the heritagers.
Oh, okay.
Please, from the Lasem, local Lasem.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Dr. Lee.
Hello,
Hello, Pak
yeah.
Punto. Hello, Mbak Ruli. Yeah, thank you so much
Hello, yeah.
to show Lasem as a heritage city. We start doing this since I think 2010. We start doing this to approach people, to come every single house of people, to share the knowledge and giving some idea. Start to accept tamu, accept guests from city, big city, and outside country. We start that from local community. So we really appreciate to the Kasangsem Lasem, to Lasem Heritage that shows Lasem more closely. Thank you for Pak Punto that has started what kind of seminar Heritage City in Rembang at the time. Thank you so much for all.
It's glad that your the community in Lasem, yeah, give a very good supportive to the program, yeah.
Yeah. And also they have the in each kelurahan, or we have the district, sub district. They have the community for the tourism, or we call it Pok Darwis. And usually, yeah, looks there exist, and then some of them having a collaboration with others, networking. But sure, inside of this process, there are a lot of struggling, a lot of interest. But then, luckily they can get along.
Okay. Oh, I just saw from the checks box. There is a questions about so happy that when I'm mentioning about the drainage system that is becoming our intention. When I did this my research on the Taiping town, I discovered that the drainage system is something special. It's not highlighted by the local government as well. Because I don't know, is it in some of the old town in Indonesia facing these issues also on flood? In flood problem?
Yeah, sure, Dr. Lee. The flood problems coming because bad drainage systems, and particularly also in Lasem, because this is the old towns, but then their approach is more technical, more the project's approach. So I think Mas Agik quite a lot have a discussion about this, that the new infrastructure coming, but they are not considered about the old infrastructures. And this is such a problem that we should have a good communication amongst all the stakeholders in Lasem, in Rembang, because Lasem is more the sub-district, Rembang is district itself. Yes, this is become the problem. And I'm really happy from your Taiping case study that the site inventory is really complete. It's really I think because this is also your dissertation.
But yes.
It's complete. It's so comprehensive to see the physical and non-physical things. And then for me, I have a question for you, Dr. Lee.
Yes.
How to make the good site inventory actually for the urban heritage? And I think this is the question is become question for the students, how to make
urban heritage.
Yes, the site inventory for the urban heritage.
Okay.
What kind of good approach for this? Yes.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Because I also I'm teaching also the same subject like what Dr. Ruri teaching right now. Is for lower year students. My tips for the student is when come to the urban heritage studies, the most simple tools for you to use is cultural mapping. It is sound like simple, right? When we talk about cultural mapping, which like you can collect the data, tangible, intangible. Once you have the collection of the information, you analyze and you synthesize it and put on the map. But it will it become a challenge when you will found that it's hard to look at all these provided information. Agree? Which means that though it's simple when you want to map on the building, but if without a good information, you cannot come out with a detail on the mapping itself. So it becomes challenge. Let's say, for instance, if you have like we do not talk about heritage, it's just on the tangible, but intangible. As I say, if I want to map on the narrative of the stories or the landscape, I need to get the info from the maybe the old folks or the old people from the old town or the village. So this is also a challenge. Like you need to do an interview first, right, to collect. Yeah. So one of the most simple and more structures method is through this cultural mapping. But for me, I will add more like on the historical studies for the background itself, for the place, the site, as well as the morphology. Because when you start with the morphological studies, you will more understand about the transformation of the town, and especially the important spaces that you are going to look at in the historical city or the traditional town itself. I think through this method of culture mapping, historical background study, and also the morphological studies will help you to find out more significant which parts of the area of the site is more valuable. Yeah, before you decide like doing or design and what to conserve. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is interesting. Make a justification from the significant value in which part of the site that's really important to conserve. We need to have to do 3 methods that you just suggest to us. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bu Tiwi, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lee, Ibu Ruli, and Bapak Punto. What a nice and what an interesting discussion today. And I think we already have some questions for, I think for Ibu Ruli first. We have a question from Bapak Suryono Herlambang. If we talk about heritage urban landscape, it's not only talk about asset, but also talk about problem of access cost of generation supporting economic driver level of local government. Lasem kecamatan ya? Pertanyaan seperti itu. Because heritage urban landscape approach not only talk about building conservation, but also how can heritage assets be a driver of urban development or revitalization. Kemudian titip pesan, saat ini today is a right time to implementation heritage urban landscape because the generation of millennial is so love to traveling, cultural exploration, and natural tourism. I think this question is for Ibu Ruli. So please Ibu Ruli to respond the questions.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question, Pak Suryadi. I think it is from the YouTube ya, Bu Tiwi ya.
No, it's from Bapak Punto Wijayanto. But titipan pertanyaan Ibu.
Okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, I think based on my experience, why it's become booming for the Kesemsem Lasem to have such as an influence going to everybody. It's because most of the followers from Instagram and YouTube and then the website is coming from the millennial generations that they love to enjoying traveling before COVID shares, and then we started to making a very simple story about this significant value of Lasem. So we the Kesemsem Lasem teams try to expose not only the heritage building but it's about the culinary, because everybody really wants sure they really enjoy the food, yeah. And then Lasem have the significant foods like just my presentation, and also the natural scapes. So there are a lot of adventures. I think this is the same the good things, the right times when the social media active, and then 2 years ago there are a lot of backpackers generations booming, and then it starts the businessmen or the owners of the heritage building in Lasem open the guest house. It's not really expensive, but we can stay in the heritage building with the affordable price. So yeah, then coming with the another economic activities such as the cafe shop. They open the cafe shop. They sells the traditional foods such as like that. So yeah, this is the right time, Ibu Tiwi. And then yeah, Lasem is kecamatan.
Okay, thank you Ibu Ruli for the response. Thank you. The question Bapak Suryono. Bapak Suryono is for Universitas Harumanagara. Okay, our second question is from Ibu Wiwi Setyaningsih. Ibu Wiwi is a lecturer in Universitas 11 Maret. She is a docent of arsitektur permukiman dan perkotaan. Ibu Wiwi has two questions. First question is for Dr. Lee and second question is Ibu Ruli. The first question is for Dr. Lee. I'll read it for you. How relation about urban landscape with?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes. Okay, Bu Wiwi. Oh, Bu Wiwi here.
Sorry,
Yeah.
okay. I would like to ask.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, sure. Sure. Have a please, Ibu Wiwi.
Because I can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I would like I say thanks very much you give a presentation in the student. I would like to ask you about because your heritage it's urban landscape is very nice, and I want to ask you about the correlation about the heritage urban landscape with community-based environment, and because this can be a correlation with ecological, yeah, I think with ecological and low impact development too. So maybe you can give me describe like clear. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu Wiwi. Can I confirm that your questions is asking about the relation of the urban landscape, correct? The relation of the urban landscape with the environment.
Community-based environment.
Community-based environment.
Yeah, because that is a correlation with maybe an ecological and low impact development too.
Okay. Yeah. On ecological and low impact, right?
Yeah, because it's very important to maintain and conservation the environment.
Yeah, understand. Thank you. Thank you for your questions, Ibu Wiwi. I try to answer this. Okay, when you try to relate the community based environment and put it in the heritage conservations, because we know that community is one of the stakeholder, an actor we call it, in the heritage terminology. So it is important community to support to this heritage is because they are the one who live the place, right? Correct. So by looking at this, nowadays, when we talk about the how to attract the community itself to involve in the heritage is also a challenge. Yeah, it is not easy. Some of the community they are very keen to involve, but not all. Yeah, but I believe that when we have a good engagement, like what I see from the Dr. Ruli, they have like try to promote on community and to try like some kind of like encouragement with we can not only the stakeholder itself to get benefit, but community itself they should feel the same benefit as what we get it from the heritage conservation. So when I believe that to balance it in the conservation and community-based environment itself, the living place to make it to maintain as the livelihood. Livelihood means that they are job opportunity. They are working. Yeah, I think this is very important. To make the communities to stay in the historical old town, right? We need to find to look at the potential of the economic opportunity. What they have it like shown in the Lasem is good because they have the intangible heritage for batik making, right? Which they can inherit it to implement it into the economic aspect. Yeah. So the social economic is formed. I think this is what to answer on the communities place based planning on the heritage. But in terms of the ecological or environment as well, I believe that to sustain this in the living environment, to balance up the nature and also the built heritage, what I see is like many of the approach try to implement right now in all these old town historic city is like low carbon, try to have like more sustainable. Yeah. That's mean they try to like, okay, try to promote maybe not to have like high volume of vehicle to go into this area. This is what I understand, like what they are trying to do, like especially the historical area which are very close to the big city. Yeah, on control in the on the low carbon city itself. Yeah. But if you ask me on more on the ecological part, it depend on the each of the old town itself, right? Not all the old town have this natural or ecological value, but like Taiping itself is blend with quite nature. We have hills and also the valley, so most of the green is still preserved. It become a very important green infrastructure for the town actually. That's why the local itself they are very cooperative. What I see is like the local government, they are still control also, like on the volume of traffic in this historic old town. Yeah. Am I answer your questions, Ibu Wiwi?
Yeah. Thank you very much. This means it's the community piece. It's the basic of the support to support to the historic urban landscape, because the community piece is one of the power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Power. So the community have a sense of belonging this environment to maintain.
Yeah.
I think like that. And about the green, because maybe I agree, because green is one of the way of the a good of life now.
Yeah. Because the greeneries in the historical town also is to balance the people quality of life, to balance it. Yeah. This is what many historic cities, they also try to look at, not only preserve the heritage, but we need to preserve our natural heritage as well, to bring back the greeneries to the old town. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. COVID is coming to a good life. Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Makasih Ibu.
Ya, terima kasih Bu Wiwi.
Mungkin maybe once again to Dr. Ruli.
Okay, Ibu, please.
It's nice to your presentation, and interesting to go to Lasem. It's the competition with Pak Alfa, Batik Lawean. But in Lasem have special about the Chinatown-nya. Yeah, I think it's special because almost the facade almost the kelenteng.
It is.
Yeah, but how correlation with like I asked with Dr. Lee, because industry is more correlation with IPAL. What's the IPAL? And how about the government to maintain about IPAL, like something like, and to forward to the environment comfort and safety. Yeah, I think it's.
I got your questions. Well, actually, this is the how the historic urban landscape approach really can be implemented, because the coordination, we need this point, not only from the governments, but coming also from the businessmen, and then also the community that surroundings in this area, because the communications should be developed, should be have an intense meetings among all the stakeholders to have the big and good infrastructure to support this industry. Because as we know that the communal IPA cannot be done by the one entrepreneurs, but it should be from the a bunch of the entrepreneurships. And when the big infrastructure coming to the heritage site, it cannot be designed only just for the from the community, because it's involved with the big money. So it should be coming from the national government or the local government. But I believe national government should think about this, because when it is coming from the local governments Rembang regencies, their APBD is not really big money, have a big enough money to solve this problem. So the coordination, it is really important. And then to make this coordination happens, it should be done with, it should be have the facilitator, Ibu. I believe this intermediate partner who can be attract among all of these, sure it's gonna be a very important person. And then this person should be very have a close with the national government, can have a speak with the local government also, and then close with the community. So yes, we need kind of these key persons, and we sure it in the right time, ya Ibu. So that's why all my question, I think. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ibu Wiwi.
Yeah, I think I have satu. Please keep the lasem. Don't make the pudarnya lasem. Because one of the one of the pembelajaran. Not like that. Yeah. Itu terame-rame. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Lee.
You're welcome. Thank you for your questions just now. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I would like to ask about the. Do you have hear about arboretum?
Arboretum?
Yeah.
Yes.
And how about urban landscape? The correlation with arboretum, like the in the city, yeah. And in Malaysia?
You're asking, yeah.
Kebun raya. Kebun raya itu apa, Bu Ruli? Like arboretum in Indonesia, maybe like kebun raya.
Botanical garden.
Botanical garden, yeah.
Botanical garden.
Yeah.
Okay.
But different, yeah.
Your question about botanical garden in Malaysia?
I would like to ask you about an arboretum in Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah. It's different with botanical garden.
I think arboretum is more. I don't. In Malaysia, we have the botanical garden, but it's specific on arboretum. I'm not so sure. We have one botanical garden in Penang, in Georgetown. Yeah.
I asked you because you special about the urban landscape.
Landscape,
so
yes.
I would like to ask you about what's different or the same about the botanical garden and arboretum, because in Indonesian it have one arboretum maybe in Malang, yeah. But in because in the regulation when the Megawati is president, she take a regulation about one Jawa Tengah gitu. It must have one botanical garden. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not so good in this, but I understand that arboretum is more like a place like collecting a plant.
Yeah.
The same function like what we see is like in botanical garden, because the use of botanical garden like in Malaysia is it is not it is it's a planned parkland garden, but it's a historical garden actually since British time. Yeah. So I think in Malaysia we only have one in Georgetown. Yeah. But if you ask me about the different, I cannot give you the answer because I'm not an expert on that. Yeah. Sorry. I just know the function of arboretum is also the collection of plant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe next lecture, Bu Wiwi, we can have a more detail about arboretum.
No, justru I would like to ask to clear. Yeah, makasih.
Sorry
Thank
for
you very
this.
much. Thank you very much. And
Okay.
sorry, we have.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Lee.
Okay, all
It's
right.
very nice.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Wiwi, for the questions. Thank you, Dr. Lee and Dr. Ruli for the response. I think we are at the end. We are the end of the discussion. What an interesting discussion for today. So inspiring, so informative, and I think after COVID over, we have to go to Lasem and Taiping. Okay. I'm trying to wrap up our discussion today with a simple word. It's sorry. I have sorry. I'm trying to wrap up today to protect the historical urban landscape, not only intangible cultural diversity, but also social community, and I think multiple parties engagement and majority participatory participation is become a part of this, so that the historical urban landscape can be sustained. I think so. Thank you, Dr. Lee, Ibu Ruli, for the material of presentation. The material of presentation will we share to your email. So have a place to fill the press the link. I think we have to we already share the link here. I think so. Yeah. Okay. You can fill the attendance list here and fill the email, and we can share the material of presentation today from Ibu Ruli and Dr. Lee. Once more, thank you, Dr. Lee, Ibu Ruli, and Bapak Punto, and also other lecturer from many university like Untar, Bung Hatta, and so many that I can mention one by one.
Can we have a family?
Okay, from Dr. Lee, yes, we will share the slides after the webinar. Yes, we will share the material and share it to the email of participant. Okay, we have to open on the camera. Yes.
Okay, have a please.
We need to. Yes.
Not only for
we need to take a family picture, and we have to
because
open the camera on.
Okay, the students. Oh, terima kasih Pak Untung still here, Bu Maya, Bu Ana, Pak Adi Tahir dari Trisakti, Bu Wiwi, and the students. Are you still there? Can we open the screens because this is the obligations.
Yes.
Bu Rita, Bu Riri.
Oke, thank you.
Selamat semua, buat Pak Punto juga.
Terima kasih Pak Tahir.
Thank you Bapak Untung for being here. Okay. Okay, I will close today guest lecture. Yeah, I hope we can meet on the other guest lecture. See you. Terima kasih dan maaf atas segala kekurangan dan beberapa kendala yang terjadi hari ini. Apakah sudah di screen capture ya?
File pertama ya, 1, 2, 3. Next captures. Yang kedua, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much students and ibu-ibu, bapak-bapak dimanapun berada, salam sehat selalu. Terima kasih Bu Tiri.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.
Terima kasih.
Listen to the all